When one door closes, open it back up. Don't give up. It may take finding the right key sometimes, but you can find the right key. The only door that can't be opened again is death. Hello everyone and welcome to Blind Beauty. I'm Jennifer. What we are going to be doing today is I'm going to be sharing with you my eyeshadow palette collection. That is right. I am going to share with you my entire eyeshadow palette collection. And some of them I am going to be decluttering. Now this bag here that you see here, this is stuff that I have already decluttered in previous videos. So I'm going to be adding to that bag some of the eyeshadow palettes. And I do have quite a few here. So hopefully I can declutter some of them and make it more manageable in my storage. So let's start out with this one here before I get into the actual bag. This right here is what I have on my eyes at this time. This is the LA Colors 16 color eyeshadow palette in Haute, H-A-U-T-E. Unfortunately, whenever I went to take the tag off or whatever, or tape off, it ripped the complete back off of it, but still, I know what shade it's in. And this has very colorful eyeshadows. You got white, you got like a beigey, goldy color, you got a bronze, you got pinks, you got greens, you got minty colors, blues, purples, you know, all that. And this palette is what I use to create the look that I have on my eyes right now. Hopefully there will be a video up in the Facebook Blind Beauty Facebook group soon, if it isn't already up, on this exact look, including foundation, blush, contour, eyes, and even the hair. You know, I tried to do more of a carefree look today, a wild and carefree. So, now not all these palettes, by the way, are going to be drugstore. A portion of them are not drugstore. But I thought I'd share them with you, and some of them I might even put over to the side as a give it one more shot thing. Some of them I haven't even tried yet, honestly, because I've had them for a little while, just haven't tried them. This one right here, what is this called anyway? The Reina del Caribe. Alamar, I think is what, Alamar Cosmetics palette. I think I got this from BoxyCharm, if I'm not mistaken, a couple months ago or a month ago, something like that. And that's what that looks like. You got like bronzy, like a rose gold, bronzy color, some blue, green, then you got some matte, warmer tone shades. I think this is going to be great, especially for fall. So I'm not going to get rid of that one. I haven't even used that one yet. And then the same goes for this one here, the Crown Pro palette. It doesn't even say what palette it is on here, but try to cover up the mirror so that I don't blind y'all here. But it looks like that right there. You got a lot of rosy tone shades, a lot of peachy tones. If I had to choose this one or the other one, I'd keep this one. But, you know, I think I like both of them, honestly. And if there are any of these palettes that you would like to see a tutorial on, let me know in the comments down below, because I'm happy to do that. I haven't used any of those palettes that I mentioned in a tutorial yet. I think I have used this. This is the Wet n Wild Walking on Eggshell palette. Most of this bag here I am keeping, by the way. This is the Walking on Eggshell palette by Wet n Wild. It has a lot of your more neutrally tones. If you're new to makeup, kind of scared to dip your toe into multiple colors, this right here is a pretty good palette to start with. And on the back of it, it even has where each shade goes as well. So these right here are very beginner friendly. So if you are new to makeup, I really recommend these quads by Wet n Wild. And then I also have the Wet n Wild Rose in the Air, or Rosé in the Air, however you want to pronounce it. And I love this one because it has a lot of your rosy tones. Kind of like the two higher end palettes that I got from BoxyCharm. That's what these have in it. Let me know if you want to see a comparison swatch by swatch of the Rosé in the Air versus either one of the Crown Pro or the Alamar palette. You know, I can see if there's any kind of dupes for them. And then this here, I think it's funny that I can tell what this one is before I even, you know, look at it. It is the Wet n Wild Comfort Zone palette. Now this one has your more neutrally tones on one side, and then your more green and blue tones on the other side, and then you have warmer tone transition shades in this one. That is Comfort Zone. All these palettes here, the Wet n Wild, I love them. They're great palettes. They're very versatile, in my opinion. You can do so many things with them. That's why I do like them. Now this here is an all-time favorite. It is the very first thing I ever got from Coastal Scents, believe it or not. It is the Coastal Scents Revealed palette. I used to own 1 and 2, no longer, or, pardon me, 2 and 3, but I no longer own 2 or 3 or the Smoky. You know, those were stolen a long time ago, so I do have the Revealed palette though still. And it has a lot of your neutrals. This is a, supposedly at least, a dupe for the Naked 1 and Naked 2 palettes. Which I don't know if y'all knew this, but I heard, or read rather online, that they are doing away with the Naked, Urban Decay is getting rid of the Naked palette. So, and this here is the CoverGirl True Naked Nudes palette. This is a great, I've heard this is also a dupe for the Nudes palette. And I like this because it's more user-friendly, or not user-friendly, but more compact than the Revealed palette. I mean, both of them are great palettes, but if you're wanting to travel somewhere, the True Naked Nudes is the way to go. That's the only CoverGirl one I actually have of those. And then this here, yeah, I like this one too. If you can't tell, I go with a lot of nudie colors, like True Naked Nudes, and I have Bare It All by Koki. Yes, I do love this one too. I mean, these two are so hard to pick which one I would want to keep. I mean, they have different perks to each of them. I mean, Koki has different shades, has warm and cool, you know, and same thing with the CoverGirl, and you've got more shimmery in the CoverGirl than you do in the Koki, so that's why I'm holding on to both of those. Then I've got the Maybelline Natural Smokes palette. I'm not getting rid of this. I don't think they've discontinued this. If you know of any of these products that they have discontinued, let me know, because I mainly try to keep in my collection stuff that people can still get. That way if I do use a drugstore palette for a tutorial, then they can still go out and get it. This is the Maybelline Natural Smokes Quad. And this is another one of the user-friendly palettes, because on the back it also shows where each color goes. Now this is more of a, if you want to go really smoky, real deep and sultry and all that, that's where this palette would come in handy. But I like the smaller palettes from time to time, because then you can kind of pick and choose what you want to do with it. Now this here is the, well, what is it? Maybelline Eye Studio. I don't know. I wanted to say this is called Copper Chic or something like that. It was the very first palette I ever bought on Emily Noel's recommendation. It's got a real pretty coppery shades to it, by the way. It has a real pretty peachy shade, like a gold shade, a deeper peach, like a coppery shade, really, but a light copper, not your, you know, classic, real bright red copper, or brownish red, but every one of these actually have a little shimmer to them. I bought this quite a while ago, and I bought 2 of them actually, and gave one away, but the person that I gave it to never wanted to use it, you know, and basically it just sat there, not even opened at the time. So I'm holding on to this as well. I don't know if you can still get that. I haven't looked to see. I know it's not on the Maybelline website anymore, but, you know, if anything, I'd hold on to that for sentimental purposes. You know, because it is, like I said, the very first thing I bought based on Emily Noel 83's recommendation. And this here is the CoverGirl, what is this here? All I'm seeing is 700 Notice Me Nudes. Oops. Dropped the little thing out of it. This here is a lot of your basic nudes as well. You know, but this right here is a better quad. This is especially user-friendly for carrying in a purse or makeup bag, something like that, for on the go. It has all your 4 basic colors to it. You got a cream color highlight, you got a good lid shade, good transition, and good outer V as well. So this makes a good, what I would consider an emergency beauty kit palette. So if y'all want me to show you like what I would consider my emergency beauty palette, like that I would keep in my purse for if I don't really have on much makeup or no makeup at all, but yet, you know, someone's wanting to go do something and I want to wear some makeup, well, what would I have on me whenever I'm out already that I could throw on? Let me know in the comments if you'd like to see that video. This here is the Hard Candy Top 10 Eye Collection in Smoke Out. I mean, look at those colors. I haven't used this a whole lot, but there's a lot of purples and white and grays, blacks. Do a real pretty smoky eye. I've always been too scared to try a good smoky eye, but that's something that will be coming up soon, and I'm going to put these back in this bag here, because these are all, like I said, ones I am actually keeping. You know what? The Copper Chic one, I'm going to say that's a let me think about it palette. You know, or give it one more shot type palette. Not definitely going to say, okay, I'm getting rid of it, but not saying, okay, I'm keeping it, but more like a give it one more shot, let me try it one more time, and I'll make my decision then. You know, I'm going to have eyeshadow all over me by the time this is over. Okay. Now this bag is mostly stuff I am going to pass on, or, like I said, one more shot palettes. This right here, to me it's crap. It is the LA Color Eyeshadow in Nude, I believe is what it's called. Well, it says eyeshadow nude, and then on the back it says traditional. So it's probably traditional nude. That's what it looks like. It's just got your basic colors. I've used it a couple times, wasn't impressed with the pigmentation. That's gotta go. Well, let me go ahead and do these bigger shadows before I get into that. Then I can put everything over there, actually. This right here is the City Color Matte Eyeshadow. This right here. And I believe on my channel, or not my channel, but my Facebook page, I believe I do have a video where I attempted to use this. Every time I've tried to use this, no matter what I do, the pigmentation is just not there. Let me show you a swatch or two of it. I mean, I'm going right in the middle one. Oh, that one actually looks pretty decent. But, I mean, they may... You can tell they look so chalky. So, no, that one's gonna go for sure. Y'all, that's gotta go. Then I've got the 32... Perfect 32 palette by Nicka K. And this one here has all of your... Oh, the City Color Matte one, by the way, had one row that was purpley shades and one row that was brown shades. It's not what I would consider a good standalone palette for me anyway. And then this Perfect 32 palette by Nicka K. Now, I have dropped it more than one time, and there's like nicks in one of the shadows, like where it broke. But this is another situation where the pigmentation just is not there. The ones that I would want to be really pretty, like a good, like here's a real pretty pink color, for example, right here. I mean, it might look somewhat decent at first, you know, but it kind of disappears. Then I did another swatch or another pink. Now that one does show up. But all your matte shades in this do not show up at all. I mean, even the, right up here, the really, you know, pretty bright blue. Look at this. I'm digging my finger in. I mean, and it just does not show up. So the pigmentation just is not there for this palette. So that has got to go too. Then I have the 26 color Shadow Blush Palette by Coastal Scents. Now this palette, I've done a review on it. I'm going to give it another shot, though, for sure. Because I know it could have just been the shades I used, the few times I did use it. You know, I could have just gotten some dark shadows at the time. Or it could have been an application error. So I'm going to try this some more, for sure. And then I'm putting the ones that I'm getting rid of over on to the side of me here. And putting the ones that I am not on the opposite side of me. And then this here is the... She's Got a Nude Tude. Whoops. You can tell how much I've used it. The little thing is still in it. That right there, it's got a real nice mirror to it. This is Nude Tude. She's Got a Nude Tude. I mean, it's got some real pretty, pinky, you know, rosy shades to it. Decent pigmentation. And they're so soft. I mean, I just did one swatch of one of them there. I've just got so many, like, rosy colors already. I thought, well, why not pass this on to somebody who can get some use out of it? I mean, show you some of the swatches here. And this is all I've done. I've never even used this palette. It's one that I got, and I ordered it, I won it, I think, on Top Hatter is where I won it. I only paid like $1 for it. Something like that, and, you know, I thought, hey, you know, why not try? You know, but I can't find it anywhere online to recommend to y'all to buy it or anything like that, and it's like, I don't like keeping stuff that I can't, you know, use on my channel unless it is something that's really high-end, and I absolutely love the colors, and that's a different story. But then I have 3 different palettes here. And I do have one other palette in my lap too. But this is, I got these off of Amazon a while back. They're by the brand Giordano, something like that. Colors. Here's one of them. It's the natural one. It has your more warm tone browns. There's not really anything hardly cool tone besides the deep brown. And almost all of them have like a satiny finish, it looks like to me. I have used this a couple of times. And I've also used the trendy one. That's this one here. Trendy. It has your more warm tones as well, like your rusty brown, your mauves, even your cool toned pinks, your peaches, all that. This has that, and that's the trendy one. And here is smoky one. I mean, it's another real pretty one, and you could actually pop these completely out, like so, apparently. Either that or it popped out, you know. There we go. I think I got it back in there. Yeah. But it has a lot of your basic smoky eye shades to it. So you got your black, you got your blue, your gray, your white, your cream, your bronzy, and then your brown as well. So that's a real pretty palette too. And it's by Giordano Colors, or Cosmetics rather. And these are really pretty palettes, don't get me wrong. And they're a great pigment, but they just, you can't get them anymore. I can't even find them anywhere online. I've looked because I wanted to do tutorials with them and all that, because I was really impressed with quality and all that. It was part of a kit that I got them, and they came with an eyeliner, mascara, I think, you know, all that jazz, and it was really cheap, but still, you can't find them online anymore. So, now this here, I really hate to part with this one, actually. It is the e.l.f. Golden Goddess palette. I think e.l.f. has pretty much quit doing the flawless eyeshadow palettes, quads. I think they have, you know, because I can't find them at least at my stores hardly anymore. And I'm going to get rid of that one just because I'm not, you know, I have other palettes, bigger palettes though, that do have similar shades to it. And I'm just not all that impressed with the pigmentation of it anyway. So. And then I have the Wet n Wild Walking on Eggshell palette. Right here. Now this right here is a great palette. You know, and if y'all have ever used the Trio, that's what I'm referring to here, is the Trio, the old formula palette. You know, it is a pretty good thing, but I like the new one that has the matte color in it better than this. So that's why I'm getting rid of that one. Then, honestly, I just didn't care for this palette at all. Wasn't really that impressed with the pigmentation. My video I did yesterday, yes, I had this palette on, and still just wasn't really impressed with it. It took a lot of building and a lot of working, and the colors that I did use, I really had to dig in with them, pretty much. Because, I mean, I used this purpley shade all over my lid yesterday. Right there. Then I have this color in the crease. I mean, this is the ColourPop My Little Pony palette. But, looks like that right there. Inside. I mean, I just really wasn't all that impressed with it. I've never tried ColourPop before. This is my first experience with ColourPop, and it was crap, in my opinion. I mean, maybe someone that's a different skin tone, or that likes other, you know, different colors or whatever, or wants it for novelty purposes, would like it, but it's just not up my alley. It's not. I mean, I got it It was either ColourPop, BoxyCharm, something like that. And then this here, I wasn't impressed with the pigmentation at all in this. This is the Glam and Beauty Nudes palette. Right here. It's mostly shimmery or satiny finish. There's hardly any mattes to this palette at all. You know, it's a knockoff basically of the Maybelline Nudes palette that I do like better than this. I have actually used both of them at one point, and I like the Maybelline Nudes palette. This is not nearly as pigmented, and as y'all have seen, I do have other palettes that are basically the same color scheme. So I'm going to pass that one on. And I'm also passing on Happy Hour in the e.l.f. Quad here. This one here has a cream shade, like a real light purple, a deeper purple, and then a very deep plum type color. It's called Happy Hour, I believe. Yeah, Happy Hour. You know, I'm just not impressed with this pigmentation either. I mean, yes, I am hard on pigmentation. I like things to be good and colorful if I'm going to use them. I mean, am I crazy? And this here, I'm probably just going to toss it completely instead of even offering it to somebody else. It is the e.l.f. Matte for Matte palette. Right here. I mean, is it just me, or did everybody's like, well, maybe not. Okay. I'm dreaming, y'all. I'm dreaming. I'm going to put this in the Give It One More Shot. How? I don't have a whole lot that's going in the Give It One More Shot anyway. But this one here I am going to put in the Give It One More Shot palette. It is the BoxyCharm Pure palette. See if I can do this without blinding y'all. I mean, it has some really pretty shades to it. It has a real pretty cream and then a bunch of the warmer tones to it. You know, but the top row, the last three in the top row basically look the same to me. The second row, you got a real pretty bronzy color, then a deeper bronzy, you know, color there. Then you got some pinks, you got a deep brown, a teal, a real pretty matte purple, and then a shimmery black. I don't like shimmer in my dark colors, but I still am going to give it another shot. Let's give it another shot and try it. Now this here I'm passing on. I couldn't stand it. It was a knockoff anyway. It is the Meet Matte Nude Palette by The Balm. Looks like that right there. Yes, I've had this for like a little while, and I dropped it one time and the middle shade kind of broke part of it. Actually, I think that shade there was one that was broken whenever I got it, actually. But I have also dropped this as well, so that probably didn't help matters. But I'm going to get rid of that one. And then I've got, and this is another Give It One More Shot palette. It is the Glam Metals palette. This might be a pretty decent statement palette. Not really a use it on its own palette. It's by Crown Pro as well. You know, might be a decent statement palette, like for all over the lid shade. No, you know, where I already have like a crease in my outer V and all that, then just pop that on for a little accent. That might work, but you know, otherwise, no. Then this here I'm going to just toss because I think it's, oh no, it is okay. I had to feel of it and make sure. But this is the Comfort Zone palette by Wet n Wild. The original formula, though. Not the new formula, but the original formula, where every shade in here does have some kind of shimmer or sheen to it. There's nothing that is completely matte. That is why I like the new one so well, because you do have mattes in there. And I am going to pass that one on for sure. And then this here this was crap from the get-go. It is the Color Mates eyeshadow palette. This came from this stinking Dollar Tree. I mean, Color Mates, everything I've tried usually is really good. But this here, it just wasn't worth it. I mean, it might look like it does, but it just didn't apply well on the eyes, and best I remember. I mean, I'm trying to swatch some of it. Yeah, that's the problem I had right there, that it was rather chalky and wanted to, it didn't apply evenly. No matter what I did with it, it just didn't want to apply evenly. And this here I'm going to give another shot as well. It is the LA Colors 6-color eyeshadow palette. It has a white, like olivey colors, a forest green color, you know, some brown colors here as well. I'm going to give this another shot as well. And then the last thing I'm going to give, or keep, I mean, for sure, is the Special Occasion 39 color eyeshadow and blush palette. And I'm going to flip it upside down so that I don't blind y'all with this. But that right there, that is the 39 color eyeshadow and blush palette, the Special Occasion palette by BH Cosmetics. You've got all sorts of colors in here. You've got browns, you've got purples, you've got blacks, you got shimmers, you got green, you got like taupey colors, you got your blushes, you know, all sorts of blushes. You got some bronzy colors to it. I mean, this right here is what I would consider a good date night palette. So let me know on all these palettes, you know, especially the ones I am keeping. And I mean, let me know on any of them if you want to see a look done with them, and I'm happy to do that because it'll take me a little while to get, you know, the ones that I am sending on to other people, get it boxed up and whatnot. So let me know if there's something that you would like to see me do a tutorial with, and I'm happy to do that if that's what y'all would like. I'm putting the palettes back in bags now. But there's so many eyeshadow palettes and all that, and I do have other parts of my collection coming up as well. I have my eyeliners, my mascaras, my brow products, and then lip products. I'm probably going to split that up into Color Sensational lipsticks, and then lipsticks, and then regular, or like lip glosses and liquid lip. I'm not sure yet whether that's how I'll do it, but that's what I'm thinking. And then I'll also have like skincare products, hair care products, all that as well. So, you know, I've got a lot more of my collection to go through. And if y'all can tell, I'm making progress getting rid of stuff. So, I mean, who knows, I may have a huge bag full of, like a big, like Target bag full by the time I'm done. Well, no, because I mean, typically, cream products, I don't pass on to somebody else. I will actually throw them away instead of passing them on, because you can't very well sanitize cream products, but you can sanitize the powder products like the eyeshadow palettes and whatnot. You can sanitize those. So the e.l.f., like I said, I'm giving it another shot. The ones I'm giving another shot here, e.l.f. Mad for Matte, Copper Chic by Maybelline, the Crown Pro, or not Crown Pro, the Pure palette by, or BoxyCharm Pure palette, the Crown Pro Glam Metals palette, and the 26 Shadow Blush palette. And there might be another one here somewhere that I'm wanting to double check, but that, oh, the LA Colors palette. But I do hope that you join me over on the Facebook group, Blind Beauty Support. because I will be doing different looks in there from time to time, and I do ask y'all's opinion on what you would like to see in there, as well as get your opinions on ideas that I have coming and all that. Get your input. And we also talk about all things affordable beauty, so you can come on over there and talk about affordable beauty with me as well. And let's get to know each other, because I'd love to get to know you. You can follow me on all my social media, including Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter, Instagram, all that. And I hope to get to know you and talk to you soon. Bye-bye.